Ladies and gentlemen, just when we thought ZANU-PF had finished gutting the constitution like a Sunday brim at Mbare Msika, Mnangagwa's regime has returned with knives sharper than ever, this time aiming straight for the electoral heart of Zimbabwe. And no, this isn't a drill. This isn't satire. This is the most naked, clumsy, and embarrassing constitutional coup attempt in the history of post-independence Zimbabwe. And that's saying a lot. Let's set the stage. Comrade Geza, the man the regime thought had vanished into silence, has emerged not just louder, but more dangerous to tyranny than ever. On April 19, 2025, he delivered a thunderous declaration announcing a 2-day stay-away protest. The halls of power trembled. Then, boom, he returned this morning, declaring an indefinite national shutdown starting April 22, 2025. And that's tomorrow, by the way. 2 days of polite defiance wasn't enough. Now it's all Riganandas must go now. And as Geza said, this time the revolution has been joined by some sectors of the security services who will be protecting people from abuse. And it's probably this security part that rattled the regime. And it's Munuwese Kumba until the regime cracks. And oh, did they crack? Within hours, the same government that once strutted around claiming Second Republic status decided their only hope was to butcher the constitution in broad daylight and hope nobody notices while they are queuing for bread and dollar airtime. They are now trying to extend Mnangagwa's term, postpone elections, and delete any clause that demands a referendum, because obviously, why bother with elections when you have soldiers, bribe-ready MPs, and a cabinet filled with yes-men who tremble at the sound of a Geza speech? The documents now circulating like pirated DVDs on the dusty pavements of Harare reveal a sinister plot to keep the same tired leadership clinging to power by simply rewriting the law. They want to extend presidential, parliamentary, and council terms by 3 years. No referendum, no consultation, no national dialogue. Just a rubber stamp parliament and a ruler desperate for a pause button on democracy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into this madness. In their latest draft amendment, ZANU-PF wants to amend Section 143 of the Constitution to allow Parliament to extend its own term and the President's, where it is deemed necessary for national stability, economic recovery, and electoral reform. Of course, the real translation is here. We are scared of elections. This is a bid to bribe the CCC MPs who already know that they will not be successful in any parliamentary election at all in future. And here comes the kicker. They are saying it doesn't count as an extension of term limits. It's just a bonus period for those who haven't finished looting. According to their twisted logic, the president isn't violating his 2-term limit. He's just on a bonus lap like a criminal getting frequent flyer points. But this unconstitutional cocktail wouldn't be complete without a little surgical deletion. They have targeted Section 328, subsection 7, the one that blocks amendments to term limits for current office holders without a referendum. It's the legal equivalent of deleting the fire alarm because you have decided to burn the house down anyway. They are not even pretending anymore. They are just writing themselves new rules like spoiled kids playing Monopoly who can't stand losing. Remember the guy who said the Constitution is ours? we can tear it at any moment and write a new one. This is exactly what they are doing.
Isusu patai kumozambiki takataura tichiti ashinzi constitution takataura isusu tikati constitution tinononyora kana yakuita zvatisingadi tinobvarura tonyora imwe saka kana takuda kunyora imwe hakutirambidzi nokuti yakuda yauri kutaura nezvayo isiri kuita zvatinoda taakubvarura nokuti ndisi takainyora ndedu. Saka Mashonaland Central ndoda kupedzisira ndichiti Mwari wamasimba ose ari kumusoro kudenga uko akukomborerei, akuitirei zvakanaka, akurwirei, akuporesei kana muchirwara.
And what about ZEC, the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, already a puppet show of questionable independence? Well, apparently it's still too independent. So the government now wants to strip ZEC of its core duties, voter registration and constituency delimitation. These will be handed over to 1. The Registrar of Births and Deaths. Yes, really, because clearly if you can issue a death certificate, you are qualified to register voters. And 2. The delimitation will be handled by a new Zimbabwe Delimitation Commission, which nobody asked for and which smells suspiciously like a gerrymandering tool wrapped in a fresh acronym. It's all their faults: stolen responsibilities, dodgy commissions, repealed protections, and long-winded justification that sounds like it was written on the back of a dirty napkin at Jongwe Koda. They call it national interest. We call it national insult. Let's be honest. This isn't about aligning electoral cycles or economic recovery. It's about Mnangagwa trying to out Mugabe, all while pretending he's a humble servant of the people. Well, guess what? The people are not buying it. The people are watching. And thanks to Geza's firebrand speeches, the regime knows it's walking on thin ice with boiling water underneath. They are panicking. And that's why this bill came out with such haste. This is not strategy. It's survival instinct. The crocodile is out of the water and flapping about like a catfish on hot tarmac. And what's most insulting? The sheer arrogance of thinking they can get away with it. To every Zimbabwean, whether in Kwazana or in Kwekwe, or whether online or offline, whether in diaspora or drinking from a bucket because your taps ran dry, this is the moment. If we allow them to do this, they will never stop. Today is 3 more years. Tomorrow, it's president for life. And next week, they will probably make it illegal to even mention Geza's name. So rise up, speak out, share this, let ZANU-PF know the Constitution is not a doormat, and let the world know we may be broke, but our dignity is still expensive. Ladies and gentlemen, if the parliamentarians at Mnangagwa decide to extend their term of office by 3 years, it means Mnangagwa will be in power until 2031. That is another 6 years from now. Are you ready for 6 years of this suffering? Are you ready to continue with this suffering? We can show this government that we are not happy with it. We are not happy with their plans to extend the term of office. We are not happy. We do not even want Mnangagwa to be there now. We can show this by simply following what Comrade Geza has said. Stay away and give time for the soldiers, for the security sector to do what they need to do to remove the current cabinet. We all know that our president has dementia, so he does not have his right thinking faculties. He is being manipulated, and those that are manipulating him zviganandas that are surrounding him. Those that do not want to let power go. They would rather keep Mnangagwa as a corpse as long as they keep looting from the coffers of the country. It is time to stand up. It is time to say enough is enough. And all that Geza asked us to do was to stay at home. Stay at home, you won't get into the line of fire. Stay at home and give the security sector a chance to do what they need to do. Do not put yourself in danger by going into town. Do not put yourself in danger by trying to go to work. Stay at home. Be safe. Stay at home. Subscribe to Zimwaves TV, the only place where parliamentarians get roasted harder than sadza on an empty stomach. If they rewrite the rules, we rewrite the headlines. Louder, funnier, and far more dangerous than they expected.